Okay, so we're doing movies based off of books. And
Right.
yeah, I know you mentioned Jurassic Park, but I
Hmm.
found out that Die Hard is also based off a book.
Yep, it is. It's oh God, what's the name of it? It's not called Die Hard.
No,
Um,
I have it written down.
it's like Simon Says or something. No, that's not
No,
right.
it's Nothing Lasts Forever.
Okay. Yeah, I knew it was a very generic title. Um,
Oh, okay.
but I think it's in the beginning credits. It mentions that it's based on a book, I think.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. I didn't know if you'd read it or not.
no, I've never read it.
Okay, and I guess
I don't. I don't think, as a book, I don't think it'd be the type of book I would probably pick up.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I guess when you
It seems like I feel like a long time ago I looked at like a synopsis of the book, or like I kind of looked into it a little bit because I was curious,
yeah,
and it just kind of seems like one of those throwaway airport books,
mhm,
like
yeah.
just some thriller paperback you would find in an airport gift shop.
Well, I know at least with comic books, it seems like the good movies come from shitty, like the shittier the comic book or what the source material is, like the better the
Yeah.
movie can be. Like that's not
Hmm.
always the case, but it seems like that happens more than it should.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I guess I did watch Steppenwolf. Um, I don't know if you've read that. Uh, Herman Hesse is one of my favorite authors.
No, I haven't read it.
Oh, okay. Um, well, yeah. I mean, the movie was okay. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm kind of forgetting it because there's like 1,000 other books I wanted to talk about.
Right.
Yeah, there was Fight Club and then No Country for Old Men. Um,
That was going to be one of my honorable mentions. At first, it was third place,
mhm.
and then I thought about it, and I was like, "No, it's if it was a top five, it'd probably be fourth place." But yeah, I love
Yeah,
No
it's
Country for
close.
Old Men.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, me too. But I haven't read the book. I haven't. I've read one of his books. I want to say it was like The Road.
hmm I've read a couple of them. I like Cormac McCarthy. I can't stand like I don't like the way he uses or the way he doesn't use punctuation. It kind of drives me insane. Like,
Hmm.
okay, I get it. It's some like choice that he's doing, but I don't like it. But if you listen to audiobooks, that's the best way to
Good to
listen to
know.
his books or consume his stuff. My favorite of his is definitely Blood Meridian.
Okay.
Um, that book is fucking incredible. So highly
Good to
recommend.
know. Yeah, it's like
And
I
I don't.
read The Road and
Mhm.
it put me off so much that I have avoided his other work. Like it was just,
It's pretty.
it felt like like the dad had issues being a father, and it was
Mhm.
just a whole bunch of
Can you hear
that.
that?
Or what?
Can you hear all the sirens outside my door?
No, no, it's not coming
Oh,
through.
wow. That's good. They were really loud. Um, yeah, I mean the road is pretty bleak. His stuff is all pretty bleak, pretty dark stuff.
Yeah.
Um, like I think No Country is one of the kind of lighter ones.
Hmm.
Um, and Blood Meridian is probably about as dark as it gets. Like,
Okay.
um, well, there's Child of God, and that one's just fucked up. That's like serial killer fucked up. Um,
Okay. Not familiar with that
but
one.
yeah, Blood Meridian is. It's basically about warfare,
Yeah.
and the fucked up things that people do. So, but yeah, one of my honorable mentions is No Country. So,
Okay. But yeah, I guess the only thing about Fight Club is that like it didn't really come close.
oh yeah, I didn't think of Fight Club. I always kind of forget about Fight Club being a book because I like the movie so much better than the book.
It's about the
I don't
same.
care for. Is it Chuck Palahniuk? Is that who wrote that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care for how he writes.
He started off good, and then
So,
it seems like he ran out of stuff to say. So he's like just
yeah, and
rehashing the edgelord, you know. Ooh, this is gross.
yeah, pretty much, and it's kind of all over the place. And he like, if I remember, it's been years since I read Fight Club. But he weirdly like switches between like past and present tense, or yeah, like present tense and past tense, or maybe it's third person and first person. I can't remember, but he would like switch around like that
Okay.
in ways that just didn't seem to make sense, and
Hmm.
I didn't understand if he was trying to like do something there, or what, or maybe he just didn't write it very well. I don't know.
Probably. Who knows? Writing books is hard.
Yeah, it is. I did like Choke. That's one of his novels that I like, which is kind of just a repeat of Fight Club in a way, but I did like that one better than Fight Club.
My favorite's Invisible Monsters.
Is that the short story collection? No, that's Haunted. Wait, Invisible Monsters, is that about like a model?
Kind of.
Like a
Like that.
professional model?
Something like that.
Yeah. I vaguely remember that.
Like there's some reveals that are, I don't know. It's been a long time since I read it too, so
Yeah.
maybe my taste has changed. I don't know. I guess it kind of reminds me of like The Sixth Sense. Like it has that twist, and then another twist, and you're like totally not expecting it. So it's
Right.
novel.
Well, I guess I can do my number 3.
Okay.
Because it's funny. There's a lot of honorable mentions I could say because it turns out a lot of fucking movies are based on books.
A lot, yeah.
Like a lot of them.
I think most of them are. It's like they start
Yeah.
off as books, and they get picked up or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stand By Me. That's an honorable mention.
Hmm.
I think that's a great movie.
Yeah, not really something you'd associate with Stephen King either.
No. But then if you hear the title of the book or the short story, The Body, and then you hear, if you just heard about what it was about, like a group of young boys going to find a dead body, that sounds like Stephen King.
It does.
But the vibe of the movie is not very Stephen King, except for the like murderous psychopathic bullies.
Yeah.
But yeah, number 3, I'm gonna go with Silence of the Lambs.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I forgot about that one. Whoops.
Yeah.
That's a solid pick. I didn't really like the book all that much, but I read it.
I
in
definitely
like
like the movie better than the book.
And Hannibal.
Yeah, I definitely like the movie better than the book. And I think, was it Manhunter? was the first book, I think. I think I like that book better than the movie, but I definitely like the movie Silence of the Lambs better than Manhunter or Red Dragon. Either of those movies, they're the same movie, but
Yeah, and Hannibal as well.
yeah. And then you have Hannibal Rising, which I don't recall if that's based on the book or if there was a book, Hannibal Rising. I can't remember.
I didn't look at it. It was kind of going into like comic book territory,
Mm-hmm.
like getting
Yeah,
really,
especially Hannibal Rising is just kind of silly.
yeah.
So, um, but yeah, I don't really know what to say about Silence of the Lambs. I mean, I don't think there's that much debate about whether it's a thriller or a horror movie, but I've heard people argue about it.
Oh, okay.
I would say it borders on horror, but definitely more of a thriller. But I know that horror fans definitely want it to be a horror movie because it won an Academy Award, and that just doesn't happen with horror movies very often.
True. Well, it was also
But that
kind of
last,
a period piece because it's like serial killers. I guess they don't get the media coverage that they used to in the 90s.
yeah, they really don't.
I mean, they're still popular with like the Netflix crowd. Like,
Like true crime and all that.
yeah. Like I was trying to
They
remember
just,
that series that just came out. It just came
I
out. It
wonder
came
if
out
they're
like,
less common these days,
I don't know.
or if
I
it
think
feels
it's,
like they are because they don't get the media attention.
well, media's kind of fallen apart. So I'm not sure if it's intentional or not.
Yeah.
But I thought that like the media, I guess, because they've been criticized that they're, causing more people, or they're romanticizing it and encouraging people to do it.
Oh, yeah, I don't really buy into that shit. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't think I agree with it. It's like saying the whole violent video games make
Right.
Columbine happen type shit. And nah, I'm just not buying it.
No.
I don't think there's any direct evidence to support any of that. Because if that was the case, then we'd be seeing a lot more serial as time goes on. But I feel like we
Well,
see
I
less
guess,
of them.
I mean, we do have a lot of mass shootings. So,
Yeah, that's a whole thing, and I think I have my opinions on what some of the causes of that are, but they might be beyond the scope of this conversation.
yeah. Yeah, that's kind of something wrong with America. But I
Mhm.
was reading, I guess there's this, what was it? He was criticizing uh, or making a case for the death penalty. And I know one of the arguments against it is that all life is sacred. And I guess he just brought
Well,
up that if you're going to do that, then why are you spending like half of your nation's budget to make war?
yeah,
Like all the guns,
I don't.
all the.
I am against the death penalty, but it's not because I believe life is sacred. I mean, where do we draw the line? Are chickens sacred? I'm not going to be a vegan. Um, and then even then, I mean, trees and plants, those are life, and we have to kill those to survive.
Yeah, you got
And
to eat
also,
something.
I do firmly believe that certain human lives are worth more than others. They just are.
Yeah.
You know, you show
Well,
me just a decent person and a Nazi, one of those lives is worth more than the other. Period. So, no, I don't buy into the whole life is sacred thing, because I think war can be justified too. But I'm against the death penalty because I don't like the state having that much power over. Also, our justice system fucking sucks. It's a 2-tiered justice system, and I don't trust it to make the right decisions.
Not at all.
So, anyway, Silence of the Lambs. I would argue for categorizing it as horror, mostly just for that last sequence in the courthouse. It basically becomes a slasher movie at that point.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we've discussed Silence of the Lambs a couple of times on here, so
it seems to come up a lot. At least Hannibal. Yeah. I guess we talked about Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah. Well, it is pretty iconic. So anyway, that's my number 3.
Okay. For number 3, it's a JG Ballard novel, Rise. So
Rise?
Yes. It has.
I've heard of the movie.
Loki
I think
was in it. I forget that dude's name.
Rise. Is that?
It was a British movie.
Is that
say what?
Is that a 70s movie?
No, but it looked like a 70s movie.
Oh. I remember seeing the cover of this when I worked at Family Video. We had this on the shelf. I never checked it out. Like that's Loki, isn't it?
2016, I'm guessing.
Yeah, 2015. Tom Hiddleston. Okay, Jeremy Irons.
Yeah, he's the architect. But yeah, it's basically like the world is a high-rise building. Like you got the architect at top, and like the whole thing's falling apart.
Okay.
Like the building shuts down for some reason, and chaos ensues. Kind of like a Lord of the Flies.
Oh. It kind of makes me think, like your description makes me think a little bit of Snowpiercer. That's what I thought you were going with. Like it was like a class divide kind of thing.
Yeah, it is. Same concept as just it's a high-rise building. I think it's been done a couple times at least.
So Snowpiercer is basically high-rise tipped over.
Yeah, on a train.
And moving. Yeah, okay. Huh. Interesting. I had no idea what the movie was about. I remember seeing.
Yeah, that is one of his books I haven't read though. So maybe I have. I don't know.
I think I've read 2 of the books on my list. I read Silence of the Lambs, and I read my number 1. My number 2 I have not read, surprisingly. So number 2 is one that I have not read. I think it's based on a short story and not a novel. And that's Blade Runner, which is one of my all-time favorite movies just in general. But I think it's Philip K. Dick.
Yeah. The
androids.
Electronic sheep.
Yeah.
Dream.
Do androids.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, Philip K. Dick. Yeah, I couldn't quite remember. I've heard that it's very, very different than the movie, and maybe that's why I just haven't bothered to read it. I haven't read much of. I don't think I've read anything actually of Philip K. Dick, but there's so many movies, huh?
He has like a giant, super, like it's all his notes, and it's like 1,000, like just him trying to figure shit out. It's like I read through that and didn't learn anything.
Yeah. I'm always kind of surprised and amused by the movies that turn out to be based on one of his short stories or novellas or whatever, because like Total Recall is one of his.
Oh, okay.
And I mean, that movie's fun as hell, but heady. Actually, it's very high. Yeah, it's Total Recall. You assume that it's kind of dumb because it's got Arnold in it, but it's actually a pretty complex movie.
He's yeah, he's kind of a legit genius.
Ooh, Arnold?
Yeah, it's like he's playing a role,
Oh, yeah.
or just being a
Yeah.
lovable dork or must man, whatever.
Yeah, Arnold's fucking great. I mean, let's see. So you got Blade Runner,
Or I guess
Total
maybe
Recall.
he does that so people will feel less threatened. Like, oh, if I'm act stupid, then
Oh, yeah.
won't be intimidated.
Minority Report. Did you ever see that one? That one's great.
With Tom Cruise, yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. A Scanner Darkly. Yeah, that makes perfect sense that that's a Philip K. Dick. Did you see that one, Scanner Darkly?
I think we watched it together.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, we probably did, actually. That seems like something you and I would have watched. But yeah, Blade Runner, I've talked about it before. Like, my whole, like, aesthetic, things that I just like are completely influenced by that movie. You know, I'll
Yeah,
turn
I
on,
guess like that in the Matrix, probably why I like computers so much. It's like, hey, I'm in IT,
yeah.
I'm a super hacker, but, you know, shut down your permissions, whatever. Lock down your computer.
Yeah, I just like big cities because of Blade Runner. I would love to live in the city in that movie. I wouldn't want to live in the society, but just the way everything looks, I would love that. You know,
Yeah.
cyberpunk, that whole thing. But yeah, so there's my number 2.
Okay. I'll go with the Naked Lunch, another Cronenberg movie. So I think he did a fantastic adaptation of it.
Is that the Slaughterhouse-5 guy that wrote that? What's his name? Kurt Vonnegut?
No, this was William S. Burroughs.
Oh, Burroughs. Okay.
Yeah, he's
Yeah. I was vaguely aware of it, and I knew that like a lot of
I could never really get into the book.
certain types of people that I knew, certain types of dudes in my 20s is what I would think of when I think of that movie or that book, and also Kurt Vonnegut. Like, I don't know why I'm making that connection, but it seems like there's a certain type of younger dude that
never
mostly claims to have read those books.
Like, have I read Slaughterhouse-5?
It's pretty good. It's
okay.
Yeah,
like
it's okay.
I was never a big fan. So
yeah, me neither. I remember reading because it was this big deal that like pseudo intellectual types are always, that's the type of dude I'm talking about, you know. Like this pseudo intellectual type, probably kind of a hipster if they're right age. And I remember reading it, and I was kind of like, all right, I mean, it's pretty good. I don't know what the big deal.
I didn't really like the movie that much.
Yeah, I remember bits and pieces of the movie, but it's hard for me to remember.
Well, I guess my main gripe with that story was that the lead character was so aloof. He was just kind of like unrelatable.
Yeah. So Naked Lunch, what's that one about?
All right, we were talking about that. So
That's your number
it's
2.
kind of a drug-induced story. So it's like there's a plot going on, but I don't think it's the real story. But I guess like it follows a bug exterminator who gets high off of his stash of poisons that he uses to kill insects, and it just kind of goes off the rails.
I mean, that sounds like something that would go off the rails.
Yeah, that's not really. Yeah, this is gonna work out well. It's kind of like their anyway.
So, William S. Burroughs, Naked Lunch summary. While taking various drugs, leaves, travels to cities where in their politics, homosexual. Okay. So is it kind of a subversive type thing? Yeah, I'm really not familiar with William S. Burroughs at all. I mean, I've heard of him. Obviously, I'd heard of Naked Lunch, but
I think like one of the things he would do is do cut-ups. Like he would cut up a newspaper or something and rearrange the words, and then publish a poem out of that, something like that.
Oh, that does sound familiar. I think I've seen like maybe posters or something like that.
Honestly, I like him more for his like book readings. Like his voice is like he has a character, but
Okay.
like it's just fun to listen to him talk. But yeah, I think the movie goes into how he shot his wife accidentally.
He what? His wife?
He
What
accidentally
happened to it?
shot his wife with a
Oh,
gun
shot his wife. Okay.
and killed her.
Wow.
Like he's dead now, so whatever. But yeah,
Yeah, it said it was like a 1959 novel, so I figured he was probably died a while ago.
Yeah.
So part of that whole it sounds like it might have been part of that whole like countercultural literary movement
The
of the late
Beatniks
50s,
or something.
60s. Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I think I remember. I don't. Well, it's like I thought he was like working on a novel in a building, and like somebody jumped off the building. Looks out the window. It's like, oh, that just happened.
That seems like a story I might have heard. The story of like a writer working on a book and then like seeing a suicide or an accident or something like that is sounds familiar. I think I might have heard that somewhere at some
I'm trying to remember more of it, but yeah, I'm forgetting details. Oops.
All right, Naked Lunch. That's your number 2, right?
Yeah.
Right. Because Rise was your number 3. So we're already at number 1. So my number 1 might be a little surprising. Is The Princess Bride.
Okay. It's funny. I was watching interviews on that the other day.
About The Princess Bride?
Yeah. I guess, was it Billy Crystal? Like he had this whole scene that he just improvised. I think like it was him and the camera crew, and they had to, like they kicked everybody off the set. Like even the director. And it was like him improvising for like 3 days, and they had like so much footage.
Yeah, I've heard that anecdote about the director was laughing so hard that even he had to leave the set and everything. Yeah. No, that movie's hilarious, and it's an interesting adaptation because I'm pretty sure like the grandpa and the kid are not part of the book. The book is just the story in the movie. But the whole, grandpa reading the kid the book is obviously not in the book. So it was an interesting choice to add that. And I think the movie's definitely better for it. But I'm curious as to when, like how the adaptation, like writing that screenplay. I'm curious about the process of that and some of the decisions. But it is one of my favorite movies of all time. It's hilarious. I've watched it many times. The movie I've seen the most is Die Hard. But The Princess Bride might be second place. Pretty close. Because, like, when I was a kid, if it was on TV, I'll there and watch it. I can't not watch it if it's on.
Okay.
So, and it holds up too. Like as an adult watching it, there's so much humor in there that breezed right past me as a kid. But man, that movie's fucking funny.
Well, I mean, you mentioning that, it's like that time has kind of passed too, with the way the internet is now. It's like like that age where the world would stop for a TV show. You'd go sit and watch.
Yeah.
It's kind of a worship the TV.
Now everybody has their own schedule for watching stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you can't talk about like the episode of TV the night before around the water cooler kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like even if they try to do that with the streaming shows, it's like I don't think it really works. But maybe that's because I don't have a traditional job, so nobody to talk to.
The last show that I remember feeling that way about was Game of Thrones, because it was I think it was Sunday nights. It would air on HBO, and of course it's streaming, but they would just release it, and then everybody would talk about it the next day. But that's the last one I remember just kind of being like that. Stranger Things, maybe, I don't know. Like they just released entire seasons all at once, but I can't remember.
Yeah, they did. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Okay. So it was definitely Game of Thrones. That was the last time I remember.
Well, I know Twin Peaks did that, but yeah, that was like I was at college and nobody else.
Yeah, that was great. It was before streaming services were really a thing, I think, with Twin Peaks, at least originally.
The Return.
Right.
Showtime in 2017, I think.
Yeah. Anyway, so there you go. There's There's my list.
Okay. Let's see. I think we mentioned this movie before, but it was Solaris by Stanislaw Lem.
Mm.
So
Yeah, you'd mentioned it, and I
the
hadn't ever seen.
Tarkovsky, the Russian director, like his version, not the George Clooney one. Although I'm wondering if that's as bad as I remember. I think we watched that one, and we were like I remember not liking it just because it was like a love story, but like
I don't think I've seen either movie.
oh, okay.
I remember the one with George Clooney, and maybe I did see it, and it just had so little impact on me that I don't remember watching it at all.
Could be. Like it was kind of long and dry, but
Yeah.
maybe I watched that when I was like 16 and didn't care.
Yeah. Have you read the book?
I have, yeah, a long time ago, but it was very dry and technical, and like it's mostly like a sci-fi take on like what uh, a life shaped as or a life form as big as a planet, like what it would be like and what it could do, and how like incomprehensible it would be to humans.
Yeah. It's almost Lovecraftian,
Mhm.
at least just the idea. Yeah. I didn't realize that was what it was about. I thought it was like an AI thing for some reason.
No, it's like a spaceship is orbiting a planet, and
Uh-huh.
the organism on the planet like is messing with people's minds, making them hallucinate. So kind of like Event Horizon.
Okay.
So yeah, it's like people go crazy, and then I think in the Tarkovsky one, it's like he just descends into madness, and it's like he's living in a fantasy for the rest of his life, I guess.
Hmm. Which, I mean, if it's a good fantasy,
Why not?
yeah,
I
not
guess.
that bad.
It's like if you
Yeah.
can't tell the difference, I guess
Yeah.
that's kind of what was that?
It's like the whole, oh my God, what if this is all a simulation? What if we're just part of a simulation? I mean, if we are, then I still got to pay my fucking rent. So,
Right. It's like it's no different to me. So
yeah, it's like, all right. So then how does that affect my life at all, really?
well, yeah, it's like we're just what pre-programmed to do all this anyway.
Hmm.
Yeah, I guess.
Or, maybe we're not programmed to do it, but, or we're not like predestined to make the decisions that we make, but we are programmed with certain instincts, I guess, and then we go about do our thing. But
Yeah, maybe
uh,
details.
I do like the idea of the whole simulation. Um, I don't think that's what's happening. I don't think
Right.
was it Nick Bostrom? Is that who came up with that? The whole simulation hype? I don't know.
I think
Doesn't
he
really.
talked about it, but yeah, I read a couple of those books, but yeah, I don't think anybody's really on board with that.
Well, it was really popular a few years ago, especially online, and people were like, there were people that seemed convinced that this is all a simulation, and they were talking about like people were coming up with examples of evidence of it. All right,
Sure.
Nope, you're starting with your conclusion and then working backwards to find your evidence. That ain't how it works. So,
Yeah, thinking is hard.
thinking is very hard. But it's not as hard as some people seem to.
It's like impossible for them to make that
Yeah.
leap.
More and more, it seems like people just don't know how to think at all. Like,
Yeah.
there's just no logical, critical thought for so many people around me. But of course, that's also the area of the country I'm in. You know,
Hmm.
these people are profoundly fucking stupid.
Hmm. Well, and it's like, yeah, like less people read. Seems like,
Mhm.
and even the smart people, they think they don't need to read anything anymore.
Yeah, you get the whole Dunning-Kruger thing where someone's just they act. I mean, I think all of us are guilty of that to some degree.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any of the movies you mentioned, actually. All three of your movies I have not seen, which I don't know if has that happened yet.
Hmm. Well, I think
I
with
feel like
at least the anime and stuff, I was trying to cast wide nets. So,
yeah. What do you remember? What your anime choices were?
um, I was gonna say Apocalypse Zero, but that's not right. But it was something
I
like
remember you talking
Ghost in
about
the
that.
Shell, and
Okay. Yeah.
I think that was my
So I
number
have
one.
seen. Yeah. So I've seen at least one of your anime picks. I feel like I've seen at least one out of all of your lists until now. I think this is the first time